Hi everyone, I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our show, please like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell.
We're also on Instagram at TWiN, and you can also find us on
X.
Well, I'm upset. Stephanie's upset after the I don't even know what we should call it. I mean, this CBS interview that Harry and Meghan did yesterday has gotten so much backlash in the last 24 hours. People are just like, if you go onto CBS's page, people are just writing how awful this couple is.
Jane Pauley's really getting it.
I don't feel sorry for Jane Pauley because she is a seasoned veteran at this, okay? She's up there with like Barbara Walters, Diane Sawyer, all those people. So she should know better and do a little bit of vetting. This is the problem, Meghan. This is the problem that you have, okay? We remember everything.
It's up here in my memories.
Okay? We remember everything, and the internet still has it up. So do you know how easy it is to find that you are a freaking liar? This isn't allegedly. I'm not saying allegedly. I want somebody to fact check me. I want YouTube to fact check me on this one. I want you to prove that what we are saying right now is wrong. Prove that it's wrong. And at least I will have some sanity in my life.
Yeah, she needs to sleep.
Yeah,
she does.
Okay, so let's play first the interview part where she talks about how she's taken a hit for everyone. She's taken a hit because, you know, if it saves one life, then she'll take the hit. So let's listen to that first.
And I haven't really scraped the surface on my experience, but I do think that I would never want someone else to feel that way. And I would never want someone else to be making those sort of plans, and I would never want someone else to not be believed. So if me voicing what I have overcome will save someone, or asks or encourage someone in their life to really genuinely check in on them, and not assume that the appearance is good so everything's okay, then that's worth it. I'll take a hit for that.
So Meghan is saying right now that she tried to off herself. She sort of implied that nobody believed her. And she sort of implied that she's been bullied. And she would never want that to happen to anybody else. Even though it is a fact that Meghan bullied her staff. That is a fact, okay? And if it wasn't a fact, then Meghan and Harry would have sued the newspapers that put that evidence out.
And Tom Bower.
And Tom Bower, okay? So it has been established that Meghan is a bully. That has been proven, okay? But here is Meghan in the Oprah interview sharing her experience of wanting to off herself. Okay, you guys? Here it is.
Revelations about Meghan's suicidal thoughts left the iconic talk show host stunned.
Look, I was really ashamed to say it at the time, and ashamed to have to admit it to Harry, especially, because I know how much loss he's suffered. But I knew that if I didn't say it, that I would do it, and I just didn't want to be alive anymore.
The Duchess of Sussex detailed her attempts to seek out professional help and how she was met with denial and indifference from Buckingham Palace.
So what Meghan is doing there, in her own cryptic message way, is she's telling Jane Pauley, hey, I haven't even scratched the surface yet with the royal family. You think that I touched upon it in that Oprah interview? You ain't seen nothing yet, Jane.
It was very threatening. It was very threatening.
Very.
In my opinion. However, she does say, I didn't scratch the surface. But in the Oprah interview, she goes into so much detail. And here is where we're going to show some comparisons.
And I need to go somewhere. And I was told that I couldn't, that it wouldn't be good for the institution.
So were you thinking of harming yourself? Were you having suicidal thoughts?
Yes, this was very, very clear.
Meghan got emotional when she recalled one heartbreaking conversation with Harry about her inner turmoil.
We had to go to this event, and I remember him saying, I don't think you can go. And I said, I can't be left alone.
Because you were afraid of what you might do to yourself? So sorry to hear that.
I have had fights with so many boyfriends in the past. And this is not
it's true. I can confirm.
This is not me being cruel, okay? But I can't tell you the amount of times that I've had a fight with someone and I've been like, I'm just not going. I'm just not going. To me, that night seems like they were not getting along. I will show you clips of that night on how it does not look like this man is terrified that his wife just told him, I have these thoughts in my head that I want to end my life and our baby's life. It looks more like
a fight.
A normal couple fight.
Where it's like, if you walk out that door,
yeah,
then you better not come back fight.
Yes.
It is like the locks will be changed,
yes.
and I'm going to go on Tinder and I'm going to go find me a date.
Sleep with your best friend kind of fight. No. Like something stupid like that.
Like,
she
was not talking about her mental health.
In our opinion.
I just didn't want to be alive anymore. And that was a very clear and real and frightening, constant thought. And I remember how he just cradled me, and I went to the institution, and so I went to human resources. And I said, I need help. They said, my heart goes out to you because I see how bad it is, but there's nothing we can do to protect you because you're not a paid employee of the institution.
You are telling us that you went to someone, okay, in HR in the palace, and you're pregnant, and you're telling them that you're having thoughts of wanting to end your life, and they basically said there's nothing we can do because you're not a paid employee.
She is supposedly carrying the seventh in line, I don't know, to the throne. And HR is telling her, F off, Meghan, we don't care. Maybe she meant
that they would care if she was a paid employee.
Well, what if maybe she went to a different institution?
I don't know.
Did you ever think about that? Maybe in her head, you know?
Yeah.
It's like one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Sorry, Meghan, you don't fill out W-4s around here, so we really can't help you. Okay, we're just going to let you go. And
good luck.
Hope for the best.
Good luck.
Yeah.
The Duchess revealed that she told Harry about her suicidal thoughts in January 2019, just hours before this engagement.
I don't know if you guys noticed that, but the first thing I noticed was she barreled in front of Harry again.
I know that if I was holding someone's hand that was just cradling me in his arms, the last thing I'm going to do is detach from him and walk ahead of him.
Exactly. Especially when he's your like protector. And
I know. It's like that Carrie Bradshaw moment where Alexander went into the museum and then their hands detached. Do you remember that feeling that she got?
Yes.
No, Meghan didn't get that feeling just now.
She had to be the first one.
At the Royal Albert Hall. We were smiling and doing our job, she said, but when the lights went down, I was weeping.
But we had to go to this event, and I remember him saying, I don't think you can go. And I said, I can't be left alone.
He was saying, because this was a fight, you're not going. You don't want to go? I'll go. That's fine. If we both want, it's fine. It's Cirque du Soleil. This isn't that big of a deal.
Because you were afraid of what you might do to yourself?
If you zoom in, what I see is how tightly his knuckles are gripped around.
I don't see that.
I see a bump.
Yeah, I see a woman who
in a sequins dress with a bump
that says she's 6 months pregnant.
I don't
she
see
looks
the
really
knuckles.
good for 6 months pregnant.
She does. And for crying.
Yeah.
If I cried that much, man, my mascara, even if it was like waterproof mascara, my eyes would be so red from like wiping away the tears.
I know.
You can see the whites of our knuckles because we are smiling and doing our job. but we're both just trying to hold on.
After Harry joined the interview, Oprah took the prince to task for his initial response to Meghan's struggles.
I went to a very dark place as well.
Did you tell other people in the family, I need to get help for her, we need help for
No.
her?
That's just not a conversation that would be had.
Why?
I guess I was ashamed of admitting it to them. And I didn't have anyone to turn to.
Okay, Harry, you didn't have anyone to turn to. I mean, seriously, are the two of you really that stupid that we don't remember heads together that you started with your brother and sister-in-law? Are really, you had no one to turn to? Let's hear you say that again, and then we'll see that you had no one to turn to. Here you go, Harry.
And I didn't have anyone to turn to.
The relationship that you've got, you're amazingly close.
Yeah.
And yes, you know.
Most of the time.
William's just being honest. He's just being like an honest guy. Like, that's what brothers do. It's like, yeah, most of the time we get along.
Right.
You know, like nobody's breaking
Funny banter.
dog bowls and necklaces.
Hardly aren't as lucky as you guys have been, and being able to share things.
It wasn't until he met his wife, Meghan Markle, that he turned to therapy to help him deal with his past.
And I didn't have anyone to turn to.
I mean, you always said to me, you said, you know, you've got to sit down and think about those memories. But for me, it was like, don't want to think about it.
Am I crazy? Did I just hear that right? Sounds like he's selling snake oil. Did I just hear that right? Did I just hear that?
I heard
Did
it
I
too.
hear him turn to William and say it was because of you? It was because of you, William. Well, he didn't say, I'm paraphrasing, but what I'm saying is, did I hear that?
I
I
heard
saw
it.
that and heard that.
Yeah.
That was real, right?
I mean, I think it was
Okay,
him.
okay, all right. Just making sure.
He has red hair, right?
Just making sure. Just making sure. Let's see what Oprah has to say about it.
Only after meeting Meg did you start the process of trying to figure it out. You hadn't tried it before. No.
But it's, I think, what was happening with us and must happen with others as well is that you have to prioritize your mental health.
Prioritize your mental health, but Oprah just said it was only after Meg that you started the process. Did William just say you have to prioritize your mental health? Is William starting
heard
this thing with him and Princess Catherine? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Please, someone tell me. Am I crazy?
I heard it.
Am I crazy?
No, I don't think you are.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
No, you're not. It's just grifts are hard to process.
I guess I was ashamed of admitting it to them.
I believe weakness is realizing an issue in yourself and not sorting it.
Yeah.
Did Harry just say, I believe weakness is an issue in yourself and not sorting it? Is that what he just said? Did he just say that? Did he just say that years before he told Oprah that he was ashamed to go to his family about this? Really? Really?
I wasn't in an environment where it was encouraged to talk about it either. That was sort of like squash.
He wasn't in an environment, Stephanie. He wasn't in an environment to talk about it.
Seemed like a lot of people there.
He was just sitting on a lawn,
a lot of kids
talking to two guys about it.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in an environment to talk about it.
But so Oprah, was that like a info commercial for something they were selling, dude?
This was Apple TV did a documentary called The Me You Can't See. And this was right when they started that Better Up grift and everything. And this is when they still had some credibility.
Yeah.
They had just moved to America. They thought they were going to like just hit the ground running.
I just wanted to make sure that Oprah wasn't just sitting down out of the goodness of her heart. I just wanted to make sure it was a grift.
Oh, no, it was produced by her. And
cool.
yeah.
Times when, whoever we are, it is hard to cope with challenges. And when that happens, being open and honest and asking for help is life-changing.
And I need to go somewhere. And I was told that I couldn't, that it wouldn't be good for the institution.
In the course of our work, how talking can help heal hidden challenges that we can't deal with alone.
So Meghan and Harry cannot go to the institution. They can't go to anybody. But William and Catherine and Harry, years before that, started an initiative that you could go and talk about it. And they wanted to end the stigma of talking about having, mental health problems and just making it a normal thing. Because it is a normal thing. I've talked to you guys a million times about how bad my social anxiety is. I've walked into grocery stores and had to walk out because I get too fragile.
You should see her at airports.
I'm better. I'm way better at
Right.
airports. No, I've gotten way better. But yeah, no, alcohol helps. But I'm just saying, I mean, struggling with your Meghan and Harry came to California and they acted like nobody talks about, you know, their mental health fitness. We've been doing that, guys, for like Gen X. We've been doing that for like 20 years. Okay. The 90s kids, we conquered that.
But also what's frustrating is that she's trying to pull the same grift. It's so obvious. She did this with Oprah and now she's going, everything else failed. I don't think American Riviera Orchard's going to do anything because everyone thinks I'm a big fat joke. So I might as well play the mental health card again.
Well, sorry, it's not going to work because we've got proof that this is all a lie.
We have actual receipts.
Yeah, you cannot say that the royal family, Buckingham Palace, the institution, did not try to help you when you went to them, because you never went to them, Meghan. You never went to them. Now here I'm going to be a little sassy in my editing. Okay, he's he's saying these things in the Me You Can't See documentary, but I'm putting footage of him with Meghan looking miserable. So this wasn't actually in the documentary. This is just me being a little sassy.
Suit and tie on and having to, you know, do the role and, you know, sort of like go, right, let's game face, look in the mirror, right, let's go. Before I even left the house, I was pouring with sweat, my heart rate was, I was in the fight or flight mode. Panic attacks, severe anxiety, and so 28 to probably 32 was a nightmare time in my life.
So I put that together, and that was a while ago. Now, you all remember yesterday at CBS and those pictures. That is so much worse than what I put together like years ago, okay? I think that was like 2021. So I'm just saying, this whole like thriving, this whole like during this whole time before Meghan, I was just a wreck. Guys, I'm sorry.
I mean,
Harry needs to be kidnapped by his family and have an intervention, deprogrammed.
But it's so crazy because who would invest in Better Up at this point? It doesn't work because Harry is the spokesperson for it. And Harry is the most depressed person I've ever seen on TV. He
so
can't
bad.
hide it for a minute.
No. He can't even fake it anymore.
And it's sad because if
we shouldn't laugh.
I don't want to laugh.
You know what? I the reason I think it's funny is because at the end of the day, he is very privileged. And at the end of the day, he's always going to have his family and they're always going to take care of him. He's going to have enough money for the rest of his life to you know, be behind a castle and have Balmoral to run and be alone.
But he's not even
know.
faking it. When she puts her hand on his knee, he doesn't even reach out to her.
No.
I think he's sort of like, everyone has their cap.
Yeah.
He might be at the cap.
Yeah. Okay, so that was for anybody who is like, look, Harry and Meghan have been through the ringer, the royal family. They just don't care about Meghan.
They haven't even scratched the surface. We're still going. We got more intel on the royal family. Watch this.
And it's also proof that when Harry said in the Oprah interview, I didn't go to my family. It wasn't something you talked about.
You tell other people in the family, I need to get help for her. We need help for her.
That's just not a conversation that would be had.
But then in the Oprah Me You Can't See documentary for Apple TV, he said he kept going and he kept asking for help and no one was helping.
But every single ask, request, warning, whatever it is, just got met with total silence or total neglect.
You can't keep changing your story.
It's just frustrating probably for us because there are people that actually have these problems.
Yeah.
And they have not even close to the financial means that those two had at the time.
Yes. And the privacy.
That they had. Frustrating.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to show you the part where the lights went down at the Royal Albert Hall during Cirque du Soleil and how it is very apparent that these two were just having a plain old-fashioned fight. And he was annoyed with her.
Yeah.
And she was trying to like make everything okay. And here we go. Let's react to it. Coming into the Royal Albert Hall. Seth, you've been there.
Mm-hmm.
He grabs the programs and then kind of looks around, doesn't make sure she's okay or in her seat.
Yeah, when you're expecting a baby, you should probably help your wife.
Now he's looking at his tickets. She doesn't really want to be sitting there for some reason, or she feels like we shouldn't be sitting here. He's like, what are you talking about? Now watch. He then gets annoyed and goes, what do you want to do? Watch this.
That's not her
See,
good
look,
side.
look, see? What do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
And then she's like, well, maybe we should just go over here.
No, it's not her good side. Some women have bad sides and good sides. She's probably like, can I sit here?
Okay.
Oh, no.
Now that was the spotlight. So of course they had to hold hands. Now watch, I slow motion it. He then takes his hand away. Watch. And then she looks down and she's mad. She's like, how dare you take your hand away from me?
And also, I noticed is in the dark when she sat down, she didn't cradle the bump. No. But the minute the lights went up and she had to stand up again, then she cradled the bump. Why didn't she cradle the bump the first time in the dark?
Well, Steph, I think you know the answer to that one.
Allegedly.
Okay, so here you can tell she's really annoyed. She's like, put a smile on your face, dude. You could just tell she's mad. They're applauding for the, I think it's the choreographer, the director. He is not happy. Then hand grab. She thanks him. Thank you. That to me is like, oh my God.
I think I've done that before. That's why I feel so bad for him.
I know.
I think I did that in a movie theater once where I was just like, well, I got into a huge fight and then you like, then you want to make up, but you want to do it in a public setting and pretend like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Thank you for your hand.
And guys and girls have totally different brains. So right now, Harry's thinking the complete opposite. He just wants to be away from her. Okay.
Yeah, he's over it.
He is so over it. It's just so interesting. And look at him. He just does that look like someone who was just told that his wife wants to off herself?
No.
That's somebody that does not want to be there with that woman. And look at, like Megan's mole said yesterday, that is duper's delight on her face. That is pure duper's delight.
Oh, that's true. And also, it's so funny because she's just like, we were there to work. We were there to work. Like, what are you? Yeah, like, he just cradled you and he won't even grab your hand?
He won't even look at you. Stephanie had just told me that, and we were forced to go to an event. I certainly would not be looking away from her at any point. I would be so laser focused to make sure I'd just be like, okay, because I've had that happen to me before where I have been so mad at my boyfriend, like he knows like he's in trouble. He could not concentrate on where we were at. He could not concentrate at all. I have seen him do that where all he will do is stare at me and my facial expressions and just know that he is in the doghouse. Okay.
Harry thinks it's going to get worse. She's trying to just forget about it.
She's like,
men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm offending anybody, but it's true.
No, but she was doing something to get what she wanted. She wanted to go to Cirque du Soleil, obviously. And something happened where they got in a fight and this story came out of it. So there it is. There it is. But yeah, there's your proof, guys. In our opinion, don't fall for this crap. This was totally a fabricated story. In our opinion, she did not ever go to Buckingham Palace. And in our opinion, she did not ever have those thoughts in her head. Jane Pauley, you should have pressed her a little bit more.
I was going to say that too. I think Jane Pauley lobbed that question. I don't believe for a second Meghan didn't have a script in front of her. There is no way that girl will ever go rogue because reporters, actual credible journalists, will ask her the hard-hitting questions, and Jane just couldn't do it. So,
well,
That's
There
a
you
shame.
go.
That's a shame.
That's a
That's a
shame.
shame.
Today's animal rescue was brought to us by our friend John Witherspoon, who we just love. He's a great attorney and becoming a great friend. He suggested Humane Rescue Alliance. They're in the DC area. These guys are amazing. They do so much. Humane Rescue Alliance Pet Help Center is focused on supporting the immediate needs of pet owners while also addressing the complex systems and resource and equity in their community, from housing restrictions to expensive veterinary care.
That's huge.
This is what we love. We love because as we can speak for it, veterinary care can get very high.
Yeah,
and
you
just because
you shouldn't be told no just because you don't have a huge income. That's ridiculous. And you shouldn't go, oh, I can't have a pet because of this.
Yeah,
everybody needs to help out.
Yeah, we do, and these people
are.
do. So, thank you, John, for suggesting that. I will put their link in the description below. Please go check them out. Give them some love if you can. Share them with friends and family. Does make a difference.
And you could follow John.
Yes,
on Instagram now. He has an Instagram page.
Yes, but I'm sure we will see more of John in the future. Again, he's a great attorney. He gives great advice on what's going on with Harry's visa, and it will be interesting after November what's going to happen. Have a great day, guys. We will see you very soon.
Bye. I love you.